Hello everybody, Silas back again today, and I got something different for you this time. Years ago I had an idea for a channel called What Happens When, and it was just kind of, I would take stuff and say what happens when you crush two cars on top of each other, what happens when you crush a car into a queue, what happens when you do this, so on and so forth. I think I only made 4 or 5, maybe 6 videos, posted them online, and it just wasn't the right timing for me, and so things didn't work out, and I eventually just quit posting stuff to that channel, and it's still on YouTube if you want to check it out. Don't bother if you don't feel like it, because I don't update that channel at all anymore. And in fact, since I'm doing this on this channel now, I'm probably going to go ahead and delete all those videos, take them off of YouTube, save them for myself, and then go ahead and delete them. And I'll probably go ahead and shut that channel down. And while I may be shutting that channel down, I do want to revitalize that idea. I've got a bunch of ideas and things to do. Don't worry, I'm not going to stop doing the vlog type videos. I want to keep those rolling. Those are going to keep happening as well. But this is something else to do as well. That way it's not just the same content all the time. Kind of changed it up a little bit, you know. And I will number these videos, that way you can tell which one is which. And so I think the best way to explain it is to just go ahead and get started and show you guys what I'm talking about. So today on What Happens When, I'm going to see what happens when you crush a barbecue grill. I've got these two grills here. I've got the little flimsy one, and then I've got the heavy duty propane one. I'm going to see what happens when we stick these in the crusher. Now first things first, this crusher bottoms out. You can see here, that's all the lower it'll go. It won't go any lower than that ridge right there. And so because of that, if I was to crush one of these barbecue grills, it would still be 1.5 feet tall. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to crush this van in here, and that way I have kind of a platform to put the grills on top of. That way we can get the full crush effect out of it. This grill here, my guess is that it's just going to crush to absolutely nothing. It's just going to flatten to a pancake. The plastic wheels probably won't do too much. Now this one here, I'm not entirely sure what it's going to do. I mean, I know it's going to smash flat, but I just don't know how flat it's going to go. It's mostly complete. It's missing a few pieces, and obviously I can't crush propane bottles, so that's gone, and the front doors are gone. But other than that, it's pretty well complete. I don't know if we have any Jayhawk fans or enemies, but either way, you're about to see a Jayhawk grill get crushed. Now to do this, I'm going to be running 2 cameras. Obviously the one that I'm holding, and then I've got my GoPro as well. I'm going to do slow-mo with the GoPro so we can see it in the slow motion action. And then I'll do it in real time on this camera, that way you can see it in real time as well. That way you can get the full effect. Okay, that did not smash as flat as I thought it would. It actually crushed the roof of this van in and made an indentation. It did stick the top and bottom together. They are stuck together tight. But yeah, that did not crush nearly as flat as I thought it would. That dome shape is actually pretty tough, which I guess I knew that already, but it's way tougher than I thought it would be. I believe this crusher has 2400 PSI, so that's pretty tough for just a cheap barbecue grill. One thing I did notice, looking back over the footage, is that the lighting on this GoPro is not very good in dark lights. And so it's fine until the sunlight is blocked out by the shadow of the lid, and then you couldn't really see what was going on. So I don't believe I'll be able to use the GoPro for slow-mo. I'll have to use it for regular speed, and then I'll use this camera for the slow-mo, because this camera has better low-light sensors, and therefore it will be able to see what's going on inside the crusher a little bit better than the GoPro. There we go, I got it set up in there. I'm gonna get my camera set up and we're gonna record the crushing. Since this is my first style of this video, don't know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of experimenting as I go. One thing I learned is that the GoPro is definitely better at taking slow-mo footage than this camera. Unfortunately, because of the lighting condition, the GoPro struggles with the lighting. So what I need to do for the next video is get a light. But anyway, as you can see, that grill there crushed pretty flat. It pretty well collapsed in on itself. It was not nearly as structurally sound as the little tiny flimsy grill, which kind of blows me away. I am really shocked that the big grill crushed flatter than that one. Now technically now they may both be the same thickness, but you have to take into account that that one there I could throw with one finger in there, That and there I had to load with a loader, so there's a lot more metal in this one, and it still couldn't hold up as good as the little tiny one. Another thing I noticed as I was crushing these is that when I'm crushing on top of a vehicle like this, it kind of pushes them down into the vehicle, and then the whole vehicle pushes down, so it kind of hides some of the crushing action. So in the future, I'm going to try to find something really hard and flat that I can put in here and crush the stuff on top of that. That way we can see what's going on a little bit better. Just a couple ideas that I have in the back of my mind. See what we can figure out for later for the next one. I noticed here that there's a bottle managed to fall out of this grill, and it didn't break or explode or anything. So that's pretty impressive, but we can't let that slide. So that bottle has to explode. Well, that was quite violent. I wasn't expecting it to explode quite that violent. That must have been an old bottle. Fairly tough. I think some more of it's up here. Yeah, there's some more of it here. That's the neck off of it. That was pretty impressive though. I wasn't even close to it. I was way back away from it, zoomed in, and it still scared me half to death when it exploded. And that's all for this one, guys. Like I said, just something different. You can't always do the same thing, you know. I like to change things up, keep it interesting, keep it fresh. And I'm definitely going to keep doing the regular vlogs. It's just sometimes, like this week, there's probably not a whole lot going on outside the normal buying cars, crushing cars, hauling cars. And so if I did that every single time I recorded a video, it would get boring pretty quick. So this gives me something to break up the monotony. And so from this point, I'm going to start setting aside interesting things that I think might be neat to crush. And I am going to work on improving this style of video. I got some ideas for some better lighting, and I actually have an idea for something I can put in the crusher to crush stuff on top of. I'll start setting aside anything cool that comes in that I find in cars, that sort of stuff that might be neat to crush it in there. I know there's lots of videos out there about stuff getting crushed in a press, but there's not a whole lot of videos about stuff getting crushed in a car press. So it's way overkill for stuff like this. But it's just something interesting, something you don't see every day. If you guys liked it, let me know. I know I liked it, so I'm probably going to record more anyway. So stay tuned. You never know what's going to happen next. And keep checking back for my other style of vlogs as well. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. And remember to get out there and find an adventure. We'll see you next time.